Hey, so in this video I'm going to be showing you my collection of caps. I've collected a number of them throughout the years. I first started collecting when I was in high school, and I just turned 30 now, so that kind of gives you a timeline idea. And the first time I saw this type of hat actually was when I was quite young. I used to watch the TV show Third Rock from the Sun with my dad when I was very little. And when I grew older, I started collecting the DVD box sets of that show because ultimately it's one of my favorite shows. Highly recommend. Now, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, Tommy, sometimes he would wear this type of hat in the show, and he would also wear his hair in a ponytail, and I thought that was a cool look. Now, at the time of when I decided to start collecting hats, I'm like, hey, I have long hair. My hair was growing long, and I thought, hey, maybe this could be something I could rock. Maybe I could rock this look, and maybe it'll look cool. So I found a hat that looked a lot like it, and I started wearing that hat. I bought it, and I started wearing that hat, and I actually thought it suited me. I thought it was a cool look. Unfortunately, I lost that hat. I have no idea where it went. It does kind of break my heart that my original hat is gone. I have no idea where it went. In the history of me collecting hats, I have lost 2 different hats. I have no idea how. I always thought I took pretty good care of them. I have no idea what happened. So it is pretty sad that 2 of my hats will not be featured in this video, but I will be showing you the ones that I have today. So the reason why I have the nickname Capped Man in the title cards of my videos it's just so that I have a catchy nickname that people would remember. Maybe my first name wouldn't be as catchy to remember, but kind of the story behind that is, at the time, this was many years ago now, I was wearing my caps very often, and it was noticeable that I had a number of them. And I would play Super Smash Bros, and I needed a tag name. So I made my tag name The Cap, and just because, I think it's been quite noticeable to everybody that I'm the guy who wears the hats. But eventually I didn't really like that name, because I felt like I personally am not a cap. So I ended up, I was walking around in the mall, and I noticed the hat store called Lids, which I think is a really catchy name. So obviously the lid of like a bottle, it would be kind of like the hat or cap of a person. So I remember thinking like, oh, what if I changed my name to like something that had to do with a lid? And I'm like lidded, because I'm lidded, you know what I mean? Like clothed, you're like lidded, hatted, or whatever. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, what if I just changed my nickname to The Capped, meaning like I am hatted, you know what I mean? So I ended up changing my tag name to that, and actually this time period is recorded in history because on the BroTunes channel, this channel between my brother and I, we decided that maybe it would be cooler to have nicknames instead of our first names, because maybe it's catchier and people will remember it better. Sorry, stumbling on my words a bit. But then at the time, my name was The Cap, and then I changed it to The Capped in the run of that channel, so you could probably see where that change happened. But anyway, this was my tag name in Super Smash Bros, and sometimes I would compete in tournaments and stuff like that, and I was hoping that people would recognize that, you know, I'm wearing the hat, and there's my tag name. Eventually, me and a group of my friends, we started going bowling regularly. And so we needed a tag name for that. And The Capped started not feeling so catchy to me anymore, so I ended up making my tag name in bowling Capped Man, which I felt like it made it a little bit more obvious of what I was trying to convey. And we used to compete for this plastic crown, and we started getting pretty good because we were competitive, and we all wanted to earn that crown and stuff like that, and I ended up gaining it a few times, which was really, really nice. So anyway, that's kind of the history with all that, but let me start with the first hat that's in here. This is my gray hat, but it kind of has this funky kind of stitching in it, which I kind of like. Now this is one of my older hats. I think I've had this as far as high school. And something that I like about this one is it was from a chain of hats that were also for winter time. Sorry, my hair is gonna get all messed up. So it actually has ear flaps. Now something that's very sad is one of the hats that I lost was one of this model that had the ear flaps. I think it was it George who made these hats? I can't remember, but I had another hat similar to this, but it was completely gray. It was a little darker than this one, and it didn't have the stitching pattern on it, but this is one of my first hats. This one is also one of my first hats. It's of the same model. It needs a lint roller, to be honest with you. But this one here. Now, mind you, of course, you guys have watched my videos. I always wear them backwards. I think that's the look. This hat is a little bit small. I'm not going to lie. It could fit better on my head, but this is of the same model. So these two hats are like brothers in a sense. This too also has the winter option. So you have the ear flaps when it's cold, and I live in Canada, so it gets cold here. And so I could probably make use of these ear flaps real soon. It's October, it's a little bit cool, although we've been getting pretty lucky here in Southern Ontario. Let's see. This one is a newer hat. In fact, this hat is, I think, less than a year old. Yeah, but this hat, it's black. It fits a lot nicer than the other black one, so unfortunately, this one I wear a little more now. Although I still dig this hat because this hat is heftier and warmer and the texture is different. This texture, I don't know if you can tell, it doesn't have kind of that like stitching material kind of texture. It's actually kind of a little slidey. And if it gets wet, like it doesn't, the rain doesn't affect it that much. But this is a great hat, one of my favorite ones right now. And it also has the ear flap. The ear flap feature, which is really, really cool. So I really dig this hat. This one's one of my favorite hats right now. Okay, let's check out this hat. So this hat, let me see if, I think I cut it out at this point. This hat is actually from Dollarama. I don't know if you guys have that outside of Canada, but in Canada, the most popular dollar store is Dollarama. I got this from Dollarama and I was surprised. I'm like, man, I never thought I'd find a hat like this at Dollarama. Now, I really dig this hat because I like the color. I don't know if it's showing on camera very well. It kind of doesn't look like, excuse me, it kind of doesn't look like it is. But this hat is, this hat's brown. And I got some like brown cargo pants, and it really, really went well with that cargo pants. Now you get what you pay for. It is a little bit less good quality. It's very like mushy and whatever. But I think it looks good, and I'm a fan of when it stays kind of I don't know, how do you call it, like floppy to the end. I don't like when it's very tight. Yeah, I don't like when it's very tight towards the back here, and this hat doesn't feature that. So sometimes when it's too tight like this at the back, I won't buy it. That's how particular I am. I like when it's a little loose towards the back. I like being able to like pull it out like this. And then of course, yeah, this hat doesn't have the ear flapping. This is one of my oldest hats. This one was definitely from high school. I got this one at Winners, and this hat is like a, it's almost like a beige brown color. Now the issue that I have with this hat is I feel like it looks a little funny wearing it backwards, because it kind of has this like weird dip here. So unfortunately, this one is one of my least favorites of them, and I don't wear it that often. I'm trying to remember if I wore it in a video. It definitely looks better this way, but I don't dig the front ways look. But maybe I gotta give this hat some love sometime. But it's the dip, the front dip that I don't really like. All right, let me put these over here. Okay, I have this hat. This is a great hat too. Now this has got a funky pattern on it, which I really like. And this hat, I love this. I love being able to prop it up here. I don't like when it's too tight going down. It is that separates me buying them. I like to have this feature here kind of high. I like that look. Definitely I am borrowing from a very 90s look, a very 90s thing to do. But you know what? I dig 90s fashion, at least if it's kept subtly. But yeah, I've been rocking these type of hats since high school. This is realistic. I'm stuttering a bit. I just kind of stutter in real life. I won't do too much editing. It's just me being real. I trip on my tongue sometimes because I speak too fast and I got like ADD and stuff. So sometimes my thoughts keep getting cut off and stuff. But anyway, that's this hat. I think this is a great addition. It does not have the ear feature, but that's all right. Okay, this one's an interesting hat. So this one's beige. This one's like a dark beige. It's a little smaller. Yeah, it's definitely a little smaller. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I don't think it looks too bad. Especially like if my hair's in a ponytail, I feel like it being small is less noticeable. But it also has this interesting line here. I don't have any other hat that has an interesting line like this. It has an interesting kind of like form to it, but this hat goes great with a pair of pants that I have. I have these cargo pants that kind of have elastics on like the waist and I guess like the legs. And I think this hat matches the color pretty closely, and I will choose to wear this with that, and I think it's a great look. But yeah, this one, not one of my favorites, but happy to have it. Alright, this one is also one of my oldest hats from high school. This one is also beige, but it's closer to a sand color. This color is brighter. I don't know if like the lights are too bright, like if this light on my left side is too bright so that you can't tell the color. But anyway, because it kind of looks white in this lighting. But I have worn this hat in some videos. But yeah, this hat is like a bright sand color. This used to have an option to make it. Oh, it's actually working this time. Man, it wasn't working before. I actually got kind of scared because I don't know, this thing, the button wasn't working. Anyway, I don't know if this makes things look better, or if it, oh, maybe this one's more fair. Yeah, but this is like a bright sand color. And I do have some pants that are similar color to this also, so I do like to match them if I can. So I was very delighted to have this because I had black and gray, but I did not have white for a long time. So when I found this, I actually got pretty excited. And they don't always look good. This one, it doesn't keep form the best, but it was good enough that I was like, I'm gonna buy this one. This one has, again, I could poke it out. I like the poke out feature. Not feature. I like being able to poke it out. I don't even know if people will care about this video, but I'm shooting it anyway. But I do dig this hat because it's white. It's a very nice white. It goes good with if you're wearing a white tee. I like wearing. I have this white vest that I bought from Forever 21, and I think it looks great with it. I posted a picture of me on Instagram with it, and I think that's a really great look. But this hat, it doesn't keep form like I like. So definitely not one of my favorites, but I'm happy to have it simply because of the color and that I can prop it up. So yeah, definitely not one of my favorites, but I'm happy to have it. I'll go on to this one actually. So this one's also white, but actually it's a bit of a cream color. It's not like this one's closer to like plain white, and this one also has different stitching. It kind of has that funky stitching. This one does not have that type of stitching, and this one's a little more. The fabric is a little more light, I guess, but it has a similar thing where it doesn't keep form that much, although it seems a little more square. But this one's actually, I think I bought this hat. This is less than a year old also. This is a very new hat. Probably bought it however many months ago now. This is within 2024. This is a new edition. I like that I can spike it up here. If I ponytail it, I don't think it's too bad. Don't think it's too bad. Not one of my favorites, but I'm happy to have the brighter colors as an option. Gotta hide the tag. Sometimes I cut these out. But yeah, this one's like a creamy one versus this one, which is a little more plain white. Here's another one of my hats. This is from a Halloween costume in high school, but I dig it. Alright, this is actually one of my favorite hats. This one here. This one's one of my favorites. So it's gray. And, so the one that I lost was kind of a similar color, but it was slightly darker. It was slightly darker. But this hat, this one's one of my favorites because I feel like it just fits nice. It keeps its form quite well. I like being able to poke it out at the back. It keeps its form. I kind of like when it's kind of square looking. Ultimately, I just dig the way it looks. I just dig the way it looks, and then I think gray can kind of go with everything. Even right now with this outfit that I got on, I don't think it looks too bad. It usually looks good with everything. It just fits nice, looks nice. I like kind of like the texture, the way it looks. The kind of like gray, but you can see how like depending on where it is, it kind of changes the color a little bit. Like I kind of dig that look, that texture, that material. But yeah, I really dig this hat. It does not have oh, this is from H&M. It does not have the ear flap thing, which is okay. It's not super heavy either. Like some of these hats are blatantly for winter, but this is not one of them. So this hat, it doesn't keep shape like how I like, but it's still a pretty good hat. It's like a dark blue color. And I got a lot of dark blue stuff, so this goes good with that. I like that I can pull it up here. This is another solid hat, but it doesn't keep the shape exactly like how I like. So I got another dark blue hat. This one is textured a little differently. It almost looks like jeans, although the texture is not like it at all. Yeah, this texture is not like jeans, but it kind of has like a jeanish kind of look to it. It's a little brighter than the last hat, and it's a little more like movable and flabby. Again, I can pull it up at the back a lot, which is always what I go for. So this is my other dark blue hat. Alright, so I got this hat. This one's actually new also. But the thing I don't like about this one is, if you look, the way that it's a little tighter here. But I decided to go for it anyway. But this one's kind of nice because it's got multi-colors on it. The shape isn't so bad. Again, see this? You can already see. See how it goes like this? I'm not necessarily a fan of that. I can't really pucker it up like I would usually want, but I can a little. But it has that strict slant towards the front of the cap, and that's not my favorite, but straight on, this is not bad. It's just a little bit this way that I don't like so much. So you can see like there's a little bit of like this kind of reddish color here, and I dig that. I dig the funky patterns on here. Should be getting close to the end. This is one my friend bought me when I was in high school. Now this is a very different hat. As you can see, it doesn't have like the very square back piece. It's very round, and it doesn't have, as you can see, it's very strictly tight into here, and it doesn't, it's just completely, a completely different hat. Like, this one, like, wearing this backwards, to me, isn't the look. This one is something I would wear frontwards, and I have. But this one is just a very different hat. My friend thought that this would be the kind of hat that I would like. And it's not that I don't like it, it's just not the look. But I have worn this. Oh, finally went out. Gotta recharge it. But, yeah, this is definitely not the same look. If I do wear that one, I wear it frontwards. This one, is this my last one? Let me see. Might be my second last one. This one my brother got me. Dan the Man Bardot, my twin brother. So this one is, this one's the most leathery out of all the hats that I have. It's a brown color. It's a lighter brown than my other one. The stitching is very like uniform. It's got this like metal logo thing at the back. It's not, it's a little more strict going into the back of how much movement there is, but it's not bad. And I definitely have like a brown sweater that definitely goes good with this color. And I do make the effort to wear this with that. So, yeah, not a bad hat, thanks to Dan the Man Bardot. Let me dig around in here just to make sure I have all of them. This hat has the most interesting inside. It has a funky design on the inside, and the padding is particular. So definitely, like, they worked on making the inside kind of cushiony, which is kind of different in comparison to the other hats. So this hat, I would say, is a good addition. It's not, so I would say this hat is a good addition. It doesn't keep form like some of the others. And this is probably my lightest blue hat. Maybe someday I'll get an even brighter one, but I do like I can prop it on the back, like I've been mentioning consistently in this video. And I do have, even this shirt, like this, this shirt kind of goes with this hat. So I try to match it up with whatever other clothes that I have. But yeah, this is a solid hat. Okay, this one, I think this one's my last one. This is probably one of my least favorite hats. I can't remember the last time I've worn it. I don't remember who got it for me. I think someone got it for me. This one here. Yep. This is not the look. This whole hat, the whole back of this hat is elastic, which is far from my preference. Actually, this hat features a button at the front here. That's kind of different. Having a button's not my preference either. This is definitely, like, if I'm gonna wear this, it's definitely the front. But even so, this is not my look. So somebody got this again, thinking that I'd like it, but I'm kind of particular with the way they look. And yeah, this is just not the look. So anyways, guys, that's all my hats. If anybody got a kick out of this video, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.